All right, Brad Holmes spoke on what he looks for in a cornerback, in general, and especially heading into the 2024 NFL Draft. Let's speak on it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button, excuse me. So he basically said that it's wiring, you know what I'm saying? Can they tackle? So basically he gave a broad sense of what he's looking for. He said it's the position is you can never have too many good corners. It's hard to find a good corner. But he basically said it's the way they wired. It's they can tackle. He said you can't get wooed by the tangible things like speed and all that. Because you get too wooed in that, then they not wired to play the position. They don't have the intangibles, to play the position, the mentality, the heart. And it just seemed like they want to put a lot of emphasis on their corners being able to tackle. And they knew DB coach Deshae Townsend, he used to play in the league. I'm going to say he played for the Steelers too. He basically said that you ain't going to tackle as a corner, you can't be on the team. You ain't going to play. Then he talked about, Brad Holmes, talking about how he got to be confident as well too. And that's a position where you got to have a quick memory too. You got to be confident because the way the game is called today, you're definitely going to, it's definitely a hard position to play. You can't tackle, you can't, you can't jam outside of 5 yards. You used to be able to jam a receiver all the way down the field. You know what I'm saying? It was harder to go across the middle because, you go across that middle, you're getting smacked. Now you can't really hit guys across the middle. If you hit them across the middle, now you got to go low, and they're going to complain about that. So it's definitely a hard position to play. It's a position that they struggle to do or to find for years. You had a guy that played DB in the league, and Martin Mayhew, and he didn't believe in drafting cornerbacks high. He looked at them as a dime a dozen. Aaron Barron, Bill Bentley, Alex Carter. He just kept, finding bums on the street and finding bums late in the draft. And then he finally caved in the second round and took Darius Slay, was probably one of, if not his best draft pick. So, and Brad Holmes got a little bit of that too. Brad Holmes has not took a corner, and I think how many drafts he been here? 2? Hold on. This might be his third draft, right? I think it might be his third draft. I think Penny was in the first draft, right? Hutch was in the second draft. Oh, this might be his fourth draft. Hutch was in the second draft. And then, Gibbs was, so this is his fourth draft. So, excuse me. This is his fourth draft coming up. So, he, in his three previous drafts, he's never took a cornerback in the top 100. The closest was F.A. Melifanu at 101. And now he's basically a safety / utility cornerback. So yeah, he didn't sound like he don't put a lot of value in taking corners high in the draft. Now he said they're hard to find, and they're hard to find, and and obviously there was a rumor last year, and I believe everybody believed it to be true. They were gonna draft Devin Witherspoon with the first round pick. But when the Seahawks took him, and he made the Pro Bowl as a rookie last year, when the Seahawks took him, then they pivoted, they dropped down, got Jahmyr Gibbs, got Jack Campbell, and as of right now, we at the present day. So, so it's very, very interesting. But nonetheless, so I just think he just looking for football players. I think that Martin Mayhew didn't value cornerbacks. He didn't really care. And for years, that's been the Lions' it's been their undoing. Had they went out there and got Devin Witherspoon and Mosley stayed healthy or something like that, then you're probably looking at them being in the Super Bowl with a much, much better record. And kind of last year kind of gave validity what he said this year. He used to draft for cornerstones and use free agency to fill needs. And what did he do last year? He felt like they needed corners. What did he go out there and do? He he signed Emmanuel Mosley. He signed Cam Sutton. So he went out there and filled that need with 2 veteran corners. What ended up happening? Mosley had a setback. And then he got injured again, which I don't want to bring him back. He damaged goods. When you start talking about knee injuries and ACLs with cornerbacks, for the most part, it ain't no good. That's a position that's pretty much heavily based on athleticism. So you got 2 ACL injuries, you can't help me out there. You damaged goods, to be honest. At best, he probably can move to safety or something like that. So, Jerry Jacobs still ended up getting that spot, which he was supposed to be a depth guy. Then they had to go out there and get the cornerback Vidor, off the street or whatever the situation may be. Excuse me. We're back. But yeah, whatever that situation was. So now, last year, him going out there getting damaged, he loved collecting damaged goods. Guys that come off knee injuries or injury prone, he loved getting them. So this year, we still at the same place we were at last year with the cornerbacks. We in the lab. We still, we got, 2 corners that we don't like as starters. We got to find 2 more corners. So we'll see what he believes in, but he don't seem like a guy, that really got an issue with drafting a corner high. I think he just got to fit, that guy got to fit what they need. And, if Christian Gonzalez didn't get hurt last year, he probably would have been a Pro Bowl player in the AFC, to be honest. That's how good he was last year for the Patriots. And I don't understand why he dropped. I mean, he was phenomenal when he played for the Patriots, phenomenal at Oregon. So when they didn't get him, they didn't get Weatherspoon, there must have been a big gap between Weatherspoon and Gonzalez. Maybe it was injury concern or whatever. But Gonzalez balled out last year, too. Yeah, he balled out. So, But yeah, nonetheless, so that's what he's looking for. He's looking for confidence. You gotta be confident playing the corner. You gotta be wired right. You gotta have the tangibles. You gotta have the intangibles, and they want you to be able to tackle. So they want you to be able to come up and make those tackles, man. So that changed the defense. When your corner's coming up and they able to make them tackles in the flats and they able to come down and they able to tackle, that just that gives you a lot of flexibility. That's one of the things you can see like about Melifanu is that, you can put him in that slot. He lets off that edge. He can tackle. So you got athleticism mixed with tackling. That makes your defense even that much more hardcore, man. So, see what they come up with. Maybe it's a combination of draft and free agency. Maybe it's a trade in there or whatever, but we'll see what they can do. But imagine if Jalen Ramsey did want to come to Detroit last year. That would have turned things out. But, hey, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. Find us on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.